And we are live! Welcome to the first episode of Skydda Knights. We are playing the roleplay system Cogent Roleplay. Our setting is one of my own design called SSP. It is a mystery one-shot, as not even my players know where we are. My name is Weston Young. Seamus, if you could introduce yourself.
I think you did that for me.
Could say hi.
Hi, I'm Seamus.
And the other player, who will name themselves.
Thank you.
You can pick any name.
I am Wayne Murphy Jr. I apologize for my horrible video quality, but here we are.
We are young, and we don't have minimal tech.
You especially.
I am young. I am Weston Young. And we are young in our tech prowess and base of operations. So, says the man in the closet.
Literally in the closet. Oh.
That was not a burn.
No, I'm literally in the closet. You are absolutely right. I just have a more appropriate rig.
Yeah, it's true.
For today's endeavor, yeah.
So we've already done character creation. We did that before starting, which we were going to record, but then, I didn't. So if our players could introduce ourselves in character.
Shall we start with Seamus again?
Yeah.
I'll allow you to go first.
Oh, all right. Okay. Hello there. My name is Anderson Cyrus. I am a security officer on the SSP, and I've been assigned to bridge cleaning, debris cleaning duty as well.
Nice.
Yes. I am Jacob Erickson. I'm a science officer on the SSP. To date, I don't know if SS is the designation such as USS or HMS, or the ship is just called the SSP. I really should have checked the boarding pass.
So you have Erickson and Anderson?
Anderson.
We don't know what we're getting into, so we just picked boring white guy names.
What?
Like Erickson. That I dated an Erickson in college, but I remember Erickson more from her dad. Because when I think Erickson or Anderson, I think of some 50-year-old dad in a mustache who's really into Civil War history.
It's Anderson with
Anderson. Okay.
Anderson
and
Cyrus.
Anderson Cyrus and what's Seamus? Who's your character's name?
I am a Jacob Erickson.
Okay, Erickson and Anderson Cyrus. Yes, so the setting for all of you listening, we are on board a starship called the SSP. The entire crew has developed symptoms of amnesia. They know it's a byproduct of being where they are for the mission. It affects people's minds and even the ship's computer. Its databanks are literally slowly somehow being drained from its memory core. We no longer remember where you are, where you come from, where you are, where you come from, who sent you here, or why you're here. Well, you know why you're here, I will say. But why, the reason why, what you're doing, you don't know. You know your ship is trapped in a long, large tunnel with lots of twists and turns. It doesn't seem to ever end. You know your mission is to remove debris from the walls of the tunnel and eventually make it out. The debris, which is a thick bile that accumulates in the tunnel, your job is to go down with the shuttlecraft, suck the debris into the ship, and move along. People have stopped asking why and are just on their way to complete their shifts and go back to their quarters, day in and day out. Ship's complement is about 500 people. There are a few children on board, but it's not many. Most of the crew just goes about their business. Half of your shift is debris pickup, and the other half is bridge staff. They started this rotation because many of the crew are beginning to suffer from exhaustion. Your shift begins in about an hour, and you're in your shared quarters where you have bunk beds to yourselves. and you arise in what you consider the morning.
Did we go over physical description? Do we want to go over physical description?
Absolutely, please. And any disabling characteristics you have and such.
All right.
I'll default to Seamus now.
In this case, I picked phobia, and I went with parental figures.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay.
I figured, you know what, curveball. I had another phobia in mind, but I figured it would be too telling. So, being a one-shot, I figured I'd give our narrator a chance to come up with something.
Okay.
No, I picture him very clean-cut, very dollar store Kyle MacLachlan, for those of you who have seen Andor.
Okay, cool.
Wade knows exactly what I'm talking about, who I'm talking about. Like, yeah, just the sort of moderately uptight, but not annoyingly so.
Yep, I see it.
Yeah, yes, science.
Yep, science rules.
Wayne, your character, Cyrus.
Yes, Anderson is about 6'2". He's kind of built, and he is bald and has a goatee.
Okay. Excellent.
Very different style from
And
anything
we're roommates.
I figured why not,
A tall stone cold, I see.
Tall
yes,
stone
exactly.
and an uptight nerd.
Oh, you know what? The voice fits too.
Oh no!
What have I done?
The voice what?
The voice he chose for a character.
It's too perfect. It fits all too well.
Okay, I love how we're just like the jock and the nerd, and they were roommates. What an odd couple.
Oh God, no.
Does
All right.
Anderson Cyrus have a disabling characteristics we should know about?
He does not actually.
Does not. Okay. Well, as you're waking and you're going to your replicators for your rations, you receive an announcement shipwide. There's a little buzz, beep, and the captain comes on. Hello, this is your captain speaking, Captain Sigma Collin, and you know her to be an older woman. She's getting on in years, but she is very astute and motherly.
There it is.
That didn't take long. Didn't take long.
And she comes on, she says, well, crew, we've lost count of the days, but I appreciate you all keeping on, keeping dedicated, and keeping good spirits. We may not remember why we were assigned to this mission, or for what purpose, but we need to remember it was of the utmost importance, of the utmost importance for the lives of all of us and those we left behind. Now, remember those who are on debris schedule today, for debris pickup today. You know the ship and crew must remain as quiet as possible and not allow their location to be picked up by enemy vessels. Particularly, of course, we all know we're talking about the Krea, captained by Salvador A. Monel, a pirate and an enemy to our republic. We know he's been hunting for us for a number of weeks, years, and she kind of you can see there's not panic in her voice, but hesitation of she's trying actively to remember. But she knocks herself out of it, and she's like, well, good luck to all of us to this bright day, and hopefully our journey will come to an end soon. Captain out. And your shift is approaching. You know where to go. You have you know where your shuttlecraft is. We'll take you down to the surface of the tunnel.
I think Anderson would like to turn to Jacob and just say, Jacob, I'm really starting to get really tired of this cleaning up all this bile and phlegm and shit around here. I'm just dying to get back out there and keep doing whatever it is we were doing.
Quite right, quite right. Yes, yes. I was a man of culture, a man of hobbies once. Hobbies that advance whoever we are.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice to get back to it. I guess we should get our coffee and start on our shift then. I go up and get some coffee and some breakfast, and maybe just a breakfast sandwich that I can eat on the way down to my shift.
Is it a nice replicator, or is it one of like those food paste ones? Like, oh hey.
It's somewhere in the middle. You can have a coffee, but it's not going to taste great. And
no, of course not.
And it's it replicates like kind of like the Jetsons. It comes out like in a pill, and then you like add a little water to it, and then it turns into like a crappy sandwich.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
boy, all food. But it was awfully nice of the captain to put us up here at the La Quinta Inn, based on the food. Oh dear, quite right. Let us go, and I will replicate myself coffee as well, and a scone.
Good. So as you're walking through the ship and about, it is a freighter style ship. It's a cargo ship basically, and you remember this is one of the few things you remember. It used to be a very classy, comfortable ship, which was like all white walls and carpets everywhere. But now, as this energy draining phenomenon has been occurring, it's very shabby now. No one has the energy to clean anymore, so it's there's stains on the walls and on the floors. The lights are much dimmer. It's not in the shape it used to be, and no one seems to really care because they'd like the ship to be nicer, but they don't have the energy banks to do it, and they don't have the energy in themselves to care.
As we leave our quarters, is it a packed ship? Or is it sort of a skeleton crew kind of thing?
It's 500 crew at the moment. Is your number? It's about 500.
Okay. Did we have a previous complement? That was higher, or
it was most likely higher. Yeah, it would have been maybe 800. You're thinking at when you left.
Okay. How many other people are on this shift with us?
There are two others. There is Ensign Kidd. She is also a security officer. And there is Ensign Bacter, and she is a comms officer.
Say Bacter or Baxter?
Bacter. With a T.
Nice.
Baxter has a T in it, but okay.
That's true. Bacter. Ensign Kidd.
Okay.
And they're there waiting for you at the shuttle once you at the shuttle bay, I should say, when you get there.
You said Bacter was comms?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so I walk up and Ensign Kidd, Ensign Bacter. Nice to see you both again. We have another lovely day of cleaning up bile and phlegm, I see. Hope you're all ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Ensign Bacter speaks up. She's like, yeah, I'm excited for, they finally bumped me up to this duty. Well, at least I stay in the ship just to keep communications with the ship. But I'll support you getting into your suits and all that as much as I can. Like I said, it's my first shift. First shift on the surface. Or in the surface? I don't. How do we label the tunnel? Surface? Innards?
Oh no, is it organic?
You don't know.
And nobody ever bothered to find out.
Lovely.
Ensign Kidd says, why would we care? Like, we just clean it. Why would we inspect it?
Because knowing what the material of the bile and the tunnel walls and such could prove useful in knowing how to better exit this conundrum.
No, Ensign, Kid, I like you. I like your thinking here. Just more of a, do now and ask questions later. Don't worry about all that, all the rigmarole and the run around and all that crap. Just get right to the point, Just get on with it and get us out of here.
Yeah.
I like the way you think, kid.
Yeah, we'll get out of here eventually. Yeah, but not today. Now we gotta go down. It would be nice. Would be nice, yeah. So, you both ready?
I guess we are.
In we
Very
go.
well.
And you both climb inside the shuttlecraft and zoom down to the surface. Now, it is pitch black in the tunnel. There is no light sources, just from the ship has a few searcher lights, and your shuttlecraft has, like, headlights. And you go down to the surface, and you each get into your suits on the ride down there.
Who's piloting?
You may pilot, or the NPCs can pilot. It's up to you.
I can. I take pilot? Let me see my character sheet because I was looking at it. Yeah, I put a rank in pilot.
Cool. Yeah. Roll me a pilot check. Challenge level. We'll say 2 right for now. Pretty easy.
Success. No. 1. 3 successes out of 5.
Where are your dice?
Well, no, I just keep rolling the 1.
This is the 1. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Alright. So what would you get?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5? Awesome. So you make it down, no problem. You've done this a million times.
But as I do, I'd like to turn around and get a look at the mothership, as it were.
Sure. Like I said, it is pitch black out here. You can see from your headlights that the surface is brownish in color. And besides that, you see all of the windows lighting up around the outside of the ship. And it's very oval cylindrical in shape. That you know that from your maps and such of the ship and layouts.
Right.
But it has plenty of room also if like the tunnel is like this big, the ship's about maybe this big.
Sorry, one more time. Your face was covered on my end.
So if the tunnel's about this big, the ship's about this big in the tunnel.
Okay, so we're not stuck.
No.
I say, chum, you're in security. Have you considered firing a star shell?
Like,
Well,
where?
that's the old term.
Firing into the what?
Just down the tube, down the shaft, down the tunnel.
Well, you'd eventually hit the wall, because the tunnel turns eventually.
I suppose, and we do. So there's a turn. Does it go up, down at the end, left, right, at an angle?
Well, it's been a lot of the every one of those has happened. Mostly side to side, though. But there's been some up and downs. Well, you two head out, and we'll watch you from here and monitor your progress.
All right, so we're all suited up and everything?
Yep. So your spacesuits are full coverage over your full body, and the backpack is also the vacuum, if you will, that you'll just go along with a hose and suck up the debris, which will feed back to the shuttlecraft. Okay. And then the shuttlecraft takes it and deposits it in the big bank on the ship.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so you step out of the ship. Can you roll me a... what would that be? I'm going to say acrobatics check. Sounds level 2.
And I got 2.
1 moment.
Cyrus, you've done this a bunch of times. You're very used to getting out of the ship and walking around here.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. Again, both of you, you're very accustomed to walking on this terrain, so you know when you get out, there's a squish on the surface, that it's all very moist and soft everywhere and slimy. So you get out, and there's that squish, squish, and you have to brace yourself to... Yeah. What?
Yeah. Like, around us as we step out, is it the vacuum of space? Is it a fluid we're walking through?
Give me a perception check.
Perception.
It's going to be scaling, depending on however well you roll, however much you know.
Perception, persuasion, survival, perception. Okay, I put a rank in it. Oh.
I got 2.
Okay.
Fail, success, success, success. Started to fail, but then got 3 successes.
Nice.
Okay. So you move your lights around. Your helmets have lights built in, so you can look around.
Oh, nice.
The tunnel is pitch black, if not for your lights. The surface is like pale reds and blues, but dark. They're not pale, dark reds and blues over the surface. And it is like a moist slime, for lack of a better word, that is on everything. Besides the debris, which I guess it would be on the debris as well. But it's very wet and soggy ground that you definitely squish into when you take a step. So you have to, like, waddle almost while you're walking.
Is there anything underneath that slime layer? Or can we tell if there's anything underneath that?
On a 2, yeah, you know the actual surface you are squishing into a bit as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the surface itself is a little squishy consistency. Like maybe you'd think like a moss or a fungi, something like that. You don't know if it's organic or not, but you know it's something that has give to it.
Yeah, I was thinking honestly kind of like a bog.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good analogy.
I'd like to take some of this for myself.
Of the slime?
Yes.
Okay. You could put some in. I guess you'd have. I'm gonna roll to see if you have pockets. Destiny roll. An 18.
Nice space that you got there. Thanks. It has pockets.
It has pockets.
If we can't design spacesuits as a spacefaring civilization, if we cannot design spacesuits that have other methods of storage of small devices or sample storage and such, we have no business gallivanting around the galaxy.
It's true. It's true. So it's an 18 on Destiny roll. I'm gonna say you definitely have a tool utility belt of some sort, and you have a few empty pouches on it, so you could fill those with.
A scalpel. All right. I'm going to take some of this for myself. Have this analyzed, perhaps.
Excuse me.
This.
Nice.
And then you start to see the piles of the debris as you walk forward. And would you like to start sucking?
I already suck.
Can we discern anything in these piles of debris? And something you might have already answered, but are they also covered in that red and blue slime?
So the actual surface is red and blue. The slime is like I guess transparent. It's a see-through slime.
Okay.
Or goo.
I'm kind of picturing like ectoplasm.
Yeah.
So all the debris has been slimed, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yes. But the debris itself, if you want to roll me another perception check.
Sure thing. That's a 1.
1. Okay. Seamus, would you like to look at the debris?
Sure.
Jacob?
Right?
Perception, yes.
Which, actually, Jacob is my name in Yiddish. That's why I picked it.
Ah.
Oh, nice.
Well, not Yiddish, Hebrew. Fail. Success. Fail. 3 fails, 2 success.
Fails to success. Okay. We'll say that, Cyrus, you're looking at the debris. You're very distracted just by the goo, and you don't like being down here, so you're not taking a good look. But Jacob, your scientific mind is willing to look deeply into the debris, and you can actually give me a vocational science officer roll.
Ooh.
Regular kind of thing?
Yeah. What skills do you have in science officer, if any?
So, being on a spacecraft, I took applied physics and theoretical physics, because it does kind of cover all of it. But I have a feeling this is going to fall more into the realm of chemistry.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's not. They're not as fields. They're not too. They're not too distantly unrelated. So, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Okay, but
give me just a base vocational science officer with your intelligence as your base attribute.
So, and that's still, and for an attribute roll, that's still going to be 3 plus whatever I put into it, right?
Yep. So it'd be 3 your intelligence, and then whatever points you put into it.
Success, fail, success. 3 successes, 1 fail.
Okay. You look through it, and you don't even turn your vacuum on. You kind of sift through it with the tip of your vacuum. And this is a guess for you, because you're not into the natural science, or not the natural sciences, but you're not a chemist.
All sciences are natural, that's the point.
Yeah. You're not a chemist or a medical doctor. So, but you would guess, you'd hazard a guess that this is organic of some kind. And it's bulky, this stuff. It's kind of like a mud, if you will. Like a bog was a good example. This is like not mossy, like wet grass or seaweed, kind of. That muck that's at the bottom of an ocean. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or even the bottom of a riverbed. That's what it's reminding you of.
Mm-hmm. You know, Cyrus, have you ever ventured to guess where we are?
So at this point, Anderson has already had his vacuum on, and he's just sucking all the debris he can, because he just absolutely hates being down here and the feeling of this wet.
All right, I'm gonna be a little. No, I'm gonna have a little existential crisis here. So, if I were to venture a guess, I think we are in either the digestive tract or bloodstream of some sort of celestial-sized being, unless we were shrunk and don't remember it.
Are you trying to talk to Anderson?
I am, but I'm also talking to myself. Jacob really couldn't be bothered at this point if anyone can hear him.
Okay, so yeah,
we are losing our memory. We do, so yeah. It does help to say it out loud. Mm-hmm. It's a coping mechanism, guys.
I'd say that as you finish your thought, Anderson is taking a break, and he just catches the end, and he turns around and he's like, "What are you saying there, Jacob?"
Oh, nothing. I'm just hypothesizing we're in God's bloodstream or something.
God's bloodstream. You know, I have honestly put some thought into where we are and what we're doing and where we came from, but I don't know if this God's bloodstream or some celestial being exactly makes sense. You know, I mean, just I hate being down here. You know, the feeling of the ground squishing into my feet. I just hate it. So
Yeah, I go up to a pile of slime and I kick it.
Okay.
Just, I mean, just imagine why we're here. Perhaps we were swallowed.
So what happens when he kicks it? I'm really curious.
Yes, I'm curious.
It just kind of splashes out and just.
So there's no reaction.
No.
Can I how do I communicate with the shuttlecraft? Is it like a comm badge? Or something on my ear? Is it like Babylon 5 where I have something on my wrist or my palm?
They're just monitoring your communications. So you just have to address them.
Ensign Kidd.
Yes, Jacob.
All right. What emergency supplies do we have on your shuttlecraft right now? Standard complement, or do you have something a little more specialized?
Standard complement, of course. Flares, basic safety equipment, first aid kits.
All right. Do we have any of those old do we have any of those F9 survival rifles in case of a shuttle crash? The low caliber ones.
Not in the shuttlecraft, no. You have your blaster on your hip.
Oh, I do, but I'd rather not sacrifice my own ammo unless I absolutely have to. Then again, I am of a curious sort. Do you have any of the old mining equipment?
Not on our shuttlecraft. We do have more charges for your blaster if you needed it.
Give me a few more charges. Do you have a depth charge by chance? No, that would be on the ship.
Yeah.
Jacob, what are you getting at here?
Oh no, I just want to test some theories. If we are in some sort of digestive tract, let's give it heartburn. I'm sick of living here. Of course, I am operating exclusively out of an unproven theory.
Kid says, "All right, I'll put it in the decompression chamber for you to come back and get. But you got to get to sucking up the debris, man. We don't want to be down here longer than we need to."
I have been sucking up the debris as far back as I can remember.
And there's a lot more to go.
And I may not remember much, but I do remember on the officer's manual, I am entitled to certain actions should they prove beneficial to my own mental health and sanity. All right, give me.
All right.
Yeah. So Ensign Kidd, as Jacob runs up and gets that stuff from me, I'll keep sucking down here as best I can.
And I obviously not as much as you, Wayne, but I've sucked up some of this slime already. I'm just getting real sick of mine.
Sure.
I became a scientist to be a scientist. I didn't become a scientist to do waste extraction.
Right. So I'm gonna go back forward, I guess, away.
Had I known this was a factor going in, I would have made a character much more based off of Rom from Deep Space Nine. Okay.
So Kid says, "All right, I get it. You can do your experiment, but don't put us behind schedule. You have your bridge shift too today, and we gotta get the section clean before we go back up. And thank you, Anderson, for keeping us on track. So someone can.
Yes, he's a good bloke.
Yeah.
And you go back to the decompression chamber, open up the door, and there's 6 more charges there for you.
All right, I take those charges and I put them in another pouch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, charges! I'll explain for our audience. Charges are these blasters take charges. They're thermal charges that you just load in, kind of like Mass Effect. And there's so many charges.
Space
rounds or shots, you could say. But yeah,
space rounds.
All right. Okay. So I get those. Do I get an explosive of any kind?
I'll say there's an 18 on the Destiny roll, so I'll say you have like a very small, explosive, like a fracture, like a frag grenade.
Nice.
All right. I clear off. I start actually doing my job before I indulge myself, but I do it as sort of say 2 meters by 2 meters.
Okay.
Section. I take the time to actually clear all this slime off.
Mm-hmm.
In sort of a grid fashion. And once that's done, I'd like to go down to the surface, like get on my knees and like look at the surface of this wall. What does it look like? What's the coloring?
Like I said before, it's a reddish. It's red in areas and it's blue in other areas, and then they kind of move together to make like a purple shade in the middle. And if you looked really, give me a perception check to really inspect this thing.
It is every time I bring my character sheet up. Our narrator's covered from my perspective, so.
I just want to tell you everything, but I can't.
No, it's
3 successes, 2 failures. All my successes were 6s. All my failures were 3s.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Specialized. Okay. I will say with the information I already gave you, if you're like pressing your face up against the wall, yeah, it's porous.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne.
What?
We're inside. We're inside an organic creature. Like I'm just becoming more and more convinced.
I hate this.
I'm becoming more and more convinced I'm inside Galactus's esophagus. But I'm more and more convinced I'm just an iota of a shitty white blood cell. That's so sick of its job. Okay.
Oh my god.
The whole plot of this is, if the moral of the story in a few hours is Weston breaks down and says, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
No, but that did give me an idea. I'm not gonna say anything now, but I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down.
Right.
Audience, also write down your theories.
While we continue, because I would love to, keep on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what is Jakob doing? I'm
Jacob
saying like, as I'm just.
Yeah.
Oh yes, no. So I hope it's obnoxious. Like imagine somebody mowed just a very even square in the middle of a lawn.
Okay.
Like picture that. You
like pushed all the slime off the surface.
Well, no, I actually did my job and I got rid of it. But
okay, you sucked it up.
Like no, I'm a professional. I'm just grumpy.
You sure?
So okay.
Sounds like me.
Oh, with your 3, I also wanted to mention there are some like craters along the wall, along the inside of the tunnel.
Right. I would like to take. I assume I have a scalpel, a laser scalpel, or.
You have a scalpel, yeah.
Okay, I mean.
You're a medical officer. You have your basic medical.
Oh, I'm just a scientist.
Oh, science officer. Right.
No, but and I'm geared a little more toward physics. I mean, I understand. I mean, being like a scientist on a starship, I have an engineer scientist, which I'm geared. I geared him more toward physics, but I wouldn't be a good officer if I didn't understand the fundamentals of biology.
Okay. Yeah. So you'd have basic tools like pliers or snips or stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'd like to attempt to scrape this wall.
Okay. Roll me one of your vocational skills. I guess either one would apply. It was theoretical physics and astrophysics.
It's like theoretical physics and applied physics.
Applied physics. Probably applied physics then.
Like, no, applied physics would be, oh, this is exactly how a trebuchet works and how to build it as engineering. Applied physics is, okay, in theory, with enough speed and da-da-da-da-da, techno-jargon, Geordie LaForge, boom. Yeah. Okay, so, alright, that would be... So, really, it's just applied versus... This would be applied, I guess, but they're both 5, doesn't really matter. 3 successes, 2 losses.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you successfully take some material off of the surface.
Okay.
With a scalpel.
Okay, and I'd like to put that in...
How much material are you trying to take? Are you just trying to get, like, a little petri dish sample, or are you trying to, like, get a handful?
As much as I can, but as much as I can, I don't know how sophisticated our scanners are, especially if they're on the fritz.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or any.
I'd say if you had 2 pouches on your belt free, you filled one with slime.
Yeah.
You could probably fill the other one with surface material.
Yeah. Okay. Once that's done, I bottle up. I make sure it's sealed on my hip. All right. I'm gonna take this frag grenade. Well, I don't do that quite yet. How does this one work? Is this a pull the pin you throw kind? Does it have a panel? Can I set it on a timed detonation?
Roll Destiny for that. A 3. It is a pull the pin, and you do not know the time period between pulling the pin and when it goes off.
Right. Wayne?
Yes?
What's your character's name? Sorry, one more time. Osiris? I want to call him Osiris, but I know it's just Cyrus.
It's Anderson Cyrus.
Anderson Cyrus. Anderson? Anderson!
You have your radio.
Anderson!
Yeah, Jacob. What do you need?
Can I perhaps persuade you to go 30 meters that way?
Yes, what are you holding there?
What I hold I hold an instrument that I hold an instrument I wish to use to further understand our predicament.
All right, well, I guess if it'll help us figure out what's going on here, I guess I can go along with that. So I move.
I back away. I pull the pin, and I kind of just do an underhand toss.
As you're pulling the pin, Bacter comes over the radio, and she's like, wait, don't do that! But you pull the pin.
Oh, no.
And you throw it. And
okay, back up. I asked for an explosive.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're telling me not to use the explosive.
Yeah.
Why did they not think about them?
Well, are you committed to throwing it? Or would you like to hear
I
what
was just going to just put it like underhand, like...
Okay. Are you throwing to that bear section that you cleared off?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you throw it. Radio freaks out. Bacter's like, wait. The grenade bounces on the area you threw it to, and then boom, it goes off. There's not like a flame or anything. It's a frag grenade, so it just makes a big sound, and you see pieces of the grenade go into the surface, and it's silent for a minute, for like 30 seconds. And then finally, Bacter says, "What were you doing? What do you think you're doing? Why are you? We just need to clean. You're complicating things. You're doing experiments. I didn't realize you wanted to blow up the surface.
Okay. Well, this is an attempt to understand where we are. Do you know where we are?
I don't need to know where we are. I just need to know what my job is.
And it's that blind devotion and disdain for innovation that's not going to get you promoted.
I thought you needed the grade to like clear some debris out of a crater or something, but you just hurt the tunnel. Maybe.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Wouldn't you like to know if I had actually hurt the tunnel or not?
Seamus, as you're having that discussion over the radio with Bacter, give me a perception check. Actually, both of you.
Okay.
It's an audio check.
I got 3.
1 out of 5.
1 out of 5. Let's see here. Jacob, you're distracted mid-conversation. With and spouting your scientific jargon at her. But Cyrus, you hear something because your vacuum's off and you're, in shock over the explosion and everything. You hear this buzzing around you, coming from down the tunnel.
Do I do anything coming down the tunnel?
You do not, but you hear it.
Okay.
Not, I guess, echoing. Yeah, it's also rumbling from inside the tunnel, but within the surface. There's a rumbling and the buzzing's coming from like almost beneath you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And can I tell if it's getting closer?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
So I turn to Jacob and I say over the comms, "Hey guys, it sounds like we might have some company here in a minute. I don't know. There's this weird buzzing and some rumbling going on here, so I don't know what's going on. But I think Jacob and we should get back to the ship as fast as possible."
Just as you say that, there's a crater near you, clogged with some debris, and all of a sudden the debris shoots off, and a swarm of little organisms flies out of it. There's
I made something happen.
Right.
They are small, round aliens with large teeth. And over the radio, you hear both Bacter and Kid say, "Teasers!"
Yeah.
Teasers?
Teasers. You are familiar... Well, now that they said it, you're reminded of what teasers are. Teasers are these little small aliens. Huh?
Can you describe them again, please?
Yes, they are small, round aliens with large teeth. They devour everything in their path.
So, do they have wings, or are they ground-based creatures?
They are flying now, with wings. And like I said, there's a rumor that Captain Montel of the Kreia ship, the pirate, created them as a weapon, but they were uncontrollable, and they just became like a hive insect within the tunnel, and they burrow into the tunnel and stuff like that. But with the noise, you have attracted them to your position, and they are swarming all around you now.
So I'm assuming there's too many to try and fend off with our 6 blaster shots.
You could try. They will attempt to bite you if you don't, and they are yelling at over the radio, like, "Get back to the ship!"
Okay, so Anderson turns to Jacob and he says, "Run for your life,
I
kid!"
start running.
And we're both booking it back towards the ship.
Okay. Give me... We're going to do the abridged combat system for Cogent Roleplay. Which is the enemy just has a challenge level, and you roll your combat roll if you... Regardless of whether you beat or meet the challenge level, they will die. It just, if you lose, you get injured. So if you could both shoot your way out of this for me.
Yeah, what's our combat roll here, bud?
Combat roll is base 3, your 2 attributes, so 5, and then weapon bonus, I forgot to mention, is the blaster weapon bonus. Is a plus 2d6 plus anything you have in invested in blaster or guns. Handgun.
Gotcha.
So 5 in my case.
You'd have your base 3 plus your 2 attributes, plus 2d6 or 7 would be your base if you had no training in weapon.
Oh, base, okay, 7. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay.
I got 2.
Still rolling. Doing this all one. Oh man, I'm sucking.
Me.
I got 1 out of 7.
No! Okay.
Oh no.
So it was a challenge level 3. So
Oof.
It wasn't even a majority.
Cyrus, you take a level 1 injury. And Jacob, you take a level 2 injury. Yeah. And, so, Cyrus, when the first one flies up to you, it chomps down, like, on your leg, like, right mid-thigh, and, chomps, but you shoot it off anyway. And you both spent 3 charges to do that as well. You, like,
okay.
shooting. So you spent 3 charges. But you shoot the one off your leg, and then Jacob, one comes after like your ribs area and gets you right along the chest, and the teeth sink in. But you shoot it off, and it flies off dead. And you've gotten much closer to the shuttlecraft. You're not there quite yet. If you could roll me another combat roll. But with your negatives. So Wayne, you have a -1. Seamus, you have a -2 to your roll.
I'm still rolling 7, right?
Better.
You'd be rolling 5 now if you were rolling 7 before.
Well, I'm actually rolling well.
Oh,
I got 5.
nice.
I got 5.
Nice. Oh, crit success. Critical success.
Wait, you said this is a weapon roll, right?
Yeah. You rolled 5 dice on that last roll, Seamus?
No, I rolled 7. I thought I couldn't hear you.
Oh,
so
okay.
I can roll 5 real quickly.
Yeah, roll 5 because you original roll was 7, but now you have a level 2 injury, so that's -2 dice to your roll.
Yeah. Okay. So 1 out of 5.
Crap.
I
died for science.
So I rolled a 5.
Okay.
I got 5 wins.
5 wins out of how many dice?
6.
6. Okay. So yours is coming, and you shoot it dead out of the sky. So you're fine, Cyrus. Jacob, you get another level 2 injury. So you have 2 medium injuries on you. So
you took victory for a moment. You should give me a victory because I'm just a darn good sport.
So, but you get there, and even Cyrus like grabs you by the belt and like chucks you into the shuttle vessel as the doors close behind you, and you're safe inside. But you do have 2 medium injuries. Cyrus, you have a level 1 injury. And they're starting to fly you back. And they started to fly them back when my computer crashed. So we transitioned to audio, which the following episodes after this episode will all be just audio. no visuals. We all moved into one room with one microphone. So it's going to be really fun going forward, so please stay tuned. Lots of hidden surprises and gems going forward, so please stay tuned. Thank you.